What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back. If you're new, go ahead and hit the subscribe button, hit the notifications for you go. What's up, you guys? How are you guys doing? How have you guys been? Welcome back. So I want to talk to you guys about gaslighting. It's a word. It's new in psychology, I guess you could say. Gaslighting is when somebody tries to convince you that the reality that you're experiencing isn't real. So for example, somebody says something that hurts your feelings and you tell the person, hey, I don't really like what you said, it kind of hurt my feelings, and they say, oh, you're fine. No, it didn't. You're just being dramatic. You're fine. That's gaslighting. That's what gaslighting is. And I just think this word and just the meaning of it is very interesting, because I feel like a lot of times, like, people do this to each other and there was never really a word for it. And now that there's a word for it, and it's like, yes, that's exactly what I'm experiencing. That's exactly what you're doing. Like, people who are trying to convince you that the reality that you're experiencing isn't real. Gaslighting is a form of manipulation often used by narcissists to try to convince you that it's not that bad. It's just you. And then you're thinking you're crazy, when in reality, you're just being manipulated to think that the feelings that you're actually experiencing are not valid. If they have to acknowledge that your feelings, the way that they made you feel, is valid, like, wow, I really did do something wrong to make this person feel this way, because narcissists are never wrong, then that forces them to take accountability for what they've said or what they've done. And they will not do that. So why would I take accountability for something I did when I can just, it's not me, it's you. Like, you're just tripping, you're bugging out, you're being dramatic, like, everything's fine. Like, no, that's the gaslighting. And I think it's just very, very interesting to me recently, because a lot of people, now that I've kind of researched it and I have a better understanding exactly what that word means and what it means when people do it, a lot of people do this to each other. Recently, like, there's been people that I've had to cut off because I'm expressing to you how you made me feel about a certain situation, and your response is, you're too dramatic, you're too sensitive, everything's fine, I didn't do anything wrong, it's just you're being too emotional. Like, that's gaslighting me. The correct response would be like, oh, I'm so sorry I made you feel that way, I didn't mean it like that, I meant it this way. Like, but people are just so quick to be like, it's not my fault, it's your fault, you have the problem. You have the problem. And then you start thinking you're crazy. And I just think it's really interesting. I've been watching, like, a lot of videos, like, on psychology and just, like, the study of the mind and things like that. Like, that's the kind of stuff I've been looking up on my YouTube lately. But it's just really, really interesting, and I love the fact that I got on this little kick where I'm, like, really interested in this subject, and I just want to get to know more about it, because it's helping me interact with people differently. Like, when I go out into the world, I just feel like I can better interact with people, and I can better understand somebody else's personality and how to deal with certain people. So I was talking to a friend recently, and I was telling him how I feel like, in my experiences, it's really hard to make friends and keep friends as an adult. And my friend's like, well, why do you think that? And I'm like, because, like, everybody's fake, everybody's sketchy, everybody's flaky, everybody's this, everybody's that. And he really, like, opened my mind up to a different way of thinking, like, that I never thought before. He's like, well, instead of trying to find everything, you may be all these things to other people. Like, you may be reliable, blah, blah, blah. But instead of trying to find all of these things in one person, if you know somebody's flaky, you know not to ask them to do that. You know, if you want to go do this person would be good to go do this with, but if I ask them to do this with a flake. This person, I know I can't really trust this person, so I will only hang out with this person, be friends with this person in a certain setting. So I can still keep that friendship, but I just know so basically you know where to keep people. It's just very interesting, because I never thought of it before like that. I never thought of that before, like, and it's so simple. I just feel like you can just hang out with people, because the way that I think is, like, as soon as somebody does something wrong to me, or as soon as they do anything I don't like, I'm gone. Like, I don't want to hang out with you. I'm cutting you off, period. No. And then, like, I spend a lot of time by myself, which is fine, but I just feel like I put myself in this box, and I just block so many people out, and then I feel like I can't grow and expand as my own person, because I need to just start interacting with more people. I'm just so quick to cut people off. So just this whole thing has been interesting to me, and I have a better understanding of how to deal with that, like how to spot out when somebody's gaslighting me, how to deal with certain things when I'm put in certain social situations, you know what I mean? So it's just all been very, very interesting. And that word has been popping up all over the place, gaslighting, gaslighting. But I really feel like I have a better understanding of what it is and what it means to gaslight someone and how to identify when you are being gaslit. People are so quick to disregard their feelings, and it's like, I feel like that's really important to know if you're hanging around somebody who will gaslight you, because they don't really care about your feelings at all. And that type of person, like, you don't want to hang around that type of person at all. Like, I don't want to be friends with you, like, someone who can't take your feelings into consideration. They're gaslighting you. They're trying to make you seem like whatever they did was not wrong. They don't want to take accountability. They're just a shitty person. They're just a shitty friend. And those are the type of people that you don't want to be friends with. It's very important to identify when this is happening to you. And it can be anybody. It can be your mom, your dad, it can be people at work. Like, somebody said something to you that you don't like, and you tell the person, hey, I didn't like that you said that to me. It really hurt my feelings. And that person says, no, it didn't. You're being dramatic. You're being sensitive. You're fine. Like, everything's fine. Like, nothing hurt your feelings. You're just being dramatic. So they're not taking accountability for the way that they made you feel. You're crazy. You're being dramatic. And you start thinking, damn, am I tripping? Like, so then you start questioning your own emotions and your own feelings. And then you start thinking you're a bad person. Like, wow, I was tripping. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to do that. Like, then now you're the bad person. Just because that person did not want to take accountability for how they were making you feel. So they gaslit you. They made you think it was you. You're the crazy one. You apologize to me. Narcissistic behavior. Does that make sense? Like, and then now that I'm telling you this information, and now that you know this, take it, research it, understand it, and then you will start looking at people, like, in the conversations you have with people. You'll be like, this person, like, you'll just be able to, like, spot things out more, like, just by having a conversation with someone, like, or just, it's just very interesting how you start to look at people differently once you know, like, when you start to, like, really research and look at different personality traits. It's just so interesting. So I just wanted to tell you guys about it. Comment if this sounds familiar. Let me know in the comments, is this something that you catch yourself doing to other people? Has somebody done this to you? Do you find that it's hard for you to express your emotions, like, as a human being lately? I feel like it's so hard for people to express their emotions now. It's hard times. But thank you guys for watching. I love you so much, and I will see you in the next upload.